They chose you because you were kind, because you stayed quiet when they pushed, because you apologized when they hurt you. They thought they found the perfect target. They were wrong. There are 7 responses so psychologically precise, so completely unexpected, that the moment you use them, something shifts. The manipulator freezes. Their script breaks. And for the first time, they realize, this person is not what I thought. This is not about revenge. This is about becoming someone manipulators cannot touch. Let's begin. Most people fight manipulators the wrong way. They argue louder. They explain more. They try to prove their case to someone who will never admit they lost. That approach hands manipulators exactly what they feed on: your energy, your panic, your need to be understood. What breaks a manipulator is not a fight. It is a response they never saw coming, one that pulls the floor out from under them without a single raised voice. Here are 7 of them. Response 1. Agree with them. Completely. This is the last thing they expect. When a manipulator insults you, guilt trips you, or tells you that you always mess everything up, agree with them. Completely. Without flinching. Say, you know what, you might be right. Then go quiet. Here is what happens inside their mind in that moment. Their entire attack was built on the assumption that you would defend yourself. The fight they prepared for never comes. So they stand there holding a weapon with no target. This technique is called fogging in clinical psychology. You offer no resistance, so there is nothing to push against. It is the psychological equivalent of stepping aside while someone throws a punch at air. But here's the darker layer most people miss. When you agree calmly and move on, you signal that their opinion holds no weight over you. Not because you are pretending, but because you genuinely do not need their version of you to be wrong in order to feel okay. That kind of inner security is the one thing a manipulator cannot crack. They need your distress to feel powerful. Your calm agreement gives them nothing. Response 2. Turn their words into a question and hand it back. When someone makes a passive-aggressive comment, a disguised accusation, or a loaded statement designed to make you shrink, do not absorb it. Reflect it. Take their exact words and turn them into a question aimed directly back at them. They say, "You're so sensitive." You say, "What made you decide to say that right now?" They say, "I'm just being honest. Someone has to be." You say, "Honest about what exactly?" You are not being aggressive. You are being precise. And precision terrifies manipulators because their weapons are built for emotional reactions, not logical follow-up questions. Watch what happens. They either answer and expose their actual intent, or they stammer, deflect, and suddenly become very interested in changing the subject. Either response tells the room exactly who they are. You said nothing damaging. You simply asked a question, and yet the entire dynamic just flipped. Response 3. Name their pattern, not their behavior. Most people, when they finally push back against a manipulator, attack a single incident. "You did this yesterday. You said that last week." The manipulator laughs it off, calls it an overreaction, says you're keeping score. Here's what actually dismantles them. Skip the incident. Name the pattern. Look at them calmly and say, "I've noticed this is a habit." Nothing else. Let those 6 words sit in the air. You are no longer reacting to one moment. You are demonstrating that you have been watching, that you have been thinking, that what they assumed was invisible to you is not. A manipulator's greatest advantage is the belief that each act of manipulation exists in isolation, that you will forget, that you will move on, that your memory is short and your need for peace is longer. When you name the pattern quietly, without drama, you destroy that advantage completely. You are telling them without saying it directly, "I see the whole picture. I've always seen it." That realization lands like ice water. Response 4. Become genuinely curious about their motive, out loud. This one is subtle, and it is devastating. When a manipulator does something calculated, a guilt trip, a sudden withdrawal, a public embarrassment disguised as humor, do not react to the surface. Respond to the motive underneath it. Say, "That's fascinating. What were you hoping would happen when you said that?" Not, "Why did you say that?" which sounds like an accusation, but, "What were you hoping would happen?" which sounds like genuine psychological curiosity. This question does something extraordinary. It forces them to either admit their intention, which exposes them, or deny they had any intention at all, which makes their behavior look random and out of control. There is no safe answer. Both exits are uncomfortable, and you delivered it with the calm energy of someone studying an interesting insect. No anger, no hurt, just composed, quiet, intellectual interest. That energy alone communicates something far more powerful than any comeback ever could. It says, "You do not scare me. You interest me, and I am several steps ahead of you." Response 5. Withdraw. The audience. Public manipulators need witnesses. They perform their guilt trips, their subtle digs, and their power plays in front of other people, because the audience is the whole point. The humiliation only works if someone is watching you absorb it. So remove the audience. The next time it happens in a group setting, do not react, do not defend, do not look around at who is watching. Simply say, "Let's talk about this privately," and walk away from the group, calmly, without urgency. This one move dismantles the entire performance. The manipulator now has two options: follow you and face you one-on-one without the crowd they depend on, or stay behind and look like they were never serious to begin with. The audience, the very tool they built this moment around, just became a liability for them instead of a weapon against you. And you did it by simply walking slowly in a different direction. Response 6. Give them a label they cannot shake. Words stick. Manipulators know this, which is why they use language so carefully to shape how others see you. You can use the same principle. When a manipulator does something calculated, in front of others or privately calmly attach a label to the behavior, not to them as a person, to the move. Say, "That's a manipulation tactic," or "That's called gaslighting," or "That's a guilt trip." Say it with the same energy you'd use to identify a piece of furniture. Matter of fact, inarguable. The moment you name the tactic correctly, something changes in the room. People around you start to see it too, and the manipulator suddenly knows you are not a safe target. You have language for what they do, which means you can describe it to others, clearly, accurately, without needing to raise your voice. That is the kind of threat a manipulator cannot manage, because their entire system depends on what they do, remaining unnamed. Response 7. Upgrade your life until they become irrelevant. This is the response they cannot prepare for, cannot counter, cannot survive. Not a word, not a look, not a confrontation, a life. Every manipulator in your world has calculated exactly how much you need them, your need for their approval, their validation, their version of love. That need is the entire architecture of their control over you. The moment that need disappears, they have nothing. So build something so real, so absorbing, so genuinely yours, that thinking about them starts to feel like a waste of bandwidth. New skills, deeper friendships, work that matters, a version of yourself you actually respect. This is not passive. This is the most aggressive move on this entire list. Because you are not just walking away from one manipulator, you are becoming the kind of person that manipulation simply does not work on anymore. The architecture they needed, your self-doubt, your hunger for approval, your fear of being alone, you are dismantling it brick by brick, and there is no response to that. No countermove, no manipulation tactic that works on someone who has genuinely stopped needing what the manipulator offers. They chose you because they thought you were easy. Prove, quietly, completely, permanently, that they were wrong. Here is what nobody tells you about manipulators. They are not powerful. They are dependent. Dependent on your reaction, your confusion, your need to be liked. The second you stop feeding that dependency, with these responses, with your growth, with your silence in exactly the right moments, they lose everything. You were never the problem. You were the target. And targets can move. If this hit you somewhere real, share it with someone who needs it tonight. And subscribe. Because this channel exists for people who are done being chosen,